everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Shaughnessy, and on this channel we discuss fragrance, beauty, and wellness. And if you simply like to have a good time and you like my vibe, subscribe. So you all, it is about that time, springtime that is. So we're transitioning. And I always like to do transitional fragrance videos around March, because in March, you know, we have, right now while I'm filming this video, we have maybe 2.5 to 3 weeks left officially of winter. But in March is when I start feeling like, okay, I'm ready to get into some spring fragrances. But you still have those cold snaps, or some people are still in the dead of winter, and you need something that can give you spring vibes, but that can still, you know, uphold and smell good in the cold weather, you know? So I have 10 fragrances here that I'm going to talk about, and I was strict with myself. I always try to do 10, and I have extra here, extra there, and I said, no, we don't have that much longer. I'm just going to give 10 fragrances that I have actually been wanting to wear and that I think would make a good transitional fragrances to spring. So the first one I'm going to talk about is from Roberto Cavalli, and it's Paradiso Assoluto. And this is one, it's hard for me to describe, but it's a floral fragrance with some vanilla, with some sweetness the longer it sits on your skin. And it's one that it has some weight to it. It doesn't feel light and airy, because those are the type of fragrances I gravitate towards when it's officially spring, when I feel like I can smell spring in the air. This is one that if you're wanting a floral fragrance, if you still want that hint of sweetness, this is a good one. I believe it will hold up in cold weather. I believe it would do well in the warmer weather. So this is a one that I believe would be a good transitional fragrance from winter to spring. And again, that is Roberto Cavalli Paradiso Assoluto. Okay, the next fragrance we're going to talk about is one that it's very popular. I think people, if you don't have it, you've smelled it, you've heard about it. And this is Mon Guerlain from YSL. This is a fruity, floral, kind of patchouli, fruituli, but more fruity. It's very potent. Again, are you craving some fruitier fragrances? Some sweet, fruity, not so, you know, thick and heavy and potent. Even though this packs a punch, this is a good one because it's potent enough to where when it's cool and you will still pack a punch, but it won't be too much when it heats up a little bit. So I love this as a transitional fragrance, and again, this is YSL's Mon Guerlain. Okay, this next fragrance is La Petite Robe Noire from Guerlain. This is your berry, fruity, kind of creamy fragrance. Again, it's got some weight to it. It's got some depth to it. But it's not too much, you know. I don't feel like it would be too much. Let's say if you get up to 80 degrees, but you're going out or you're going to work and you're leaving and it's 40 degrees when you leave. I believe this would work in both of those, you know, weather climate. The temperature, because it's a grown up, kind of mature blueberry cotton candy scent that's semi-sweet. It's not, you know, like pink sugar sweet, but it's sweet enough that if you're craving like fluffy, sweet scents, this is still one that has some weight, has some depth, that will work in cool weather and warm weather. And again, that is Guerlain's La Petite Robe Noire. Okay, this next fragrance we're going to talk about is popular also. This is Poison Girl from Dior EDT. This is if you are not ready to let go of, let's say, some warmer fragrances, but you're still feeling like you want something a little lighter, a little brighter because you're heading towards spring, but you're just not ready to give up those warm fragrances. This is a good one because to me this is it's warm but not too warm. It's got that root beer, creamsicle type of scent to it. It's one that some people say they wear this in the summer. I really don't crave fragrances like this in the summer, but for me, when you're not quite ready to let go of deeper, warmer, gourmand type scents, this is a good one to lighten it up, brighten it up a little bit. Because it's a little warm, it's a little nutty, it's creamy, a little sweet, and it has that carbonation, what I call, kind of note to it. So this is a good one to me also to transition. And again, that is Poison Girl EDT. All right, the next fragrance we're going to talk about is Mon Guerlain. Now this is one where you still want to smell comforting, you know, because in the wintertime, a lot of fragrances I like tend to be warm, cozy. This still gives you that cozy, comforting vibe, but again, like I said, with the Poison Girl, a little lighter, a little brighter, a little fresher. Yeah, you just smell soothing, comforting, you smell good. It's just a nice, to me, segue into spring. And I do think I'm going to get some good use out of this. And again, this is Mon Guerlain. All right, this next fragrance is one that has just been on my mind. This is another one that's popular. This is YSL Libre, and this is the original. I think, okay, this is a fragrance. If you still, okay, let's say you want something aromatic, but you're not into girly fragrances. You're not into airy, you know, floral fragrances, what I think of, you know, when I think of spring. But you want something, let's say your favorite fragrance is YSL Libre Intense with the warm, deep vanilla, even the honey version of this. This is the one that's kind of citrusy, has a hint of vanilla, lavender, unisex vibes. If you like the deeper versions of this fragrance, then this is the one I think is a good one to transition. I didn't choose the EDT version because that one to me is it's softer, it's more ladylike. This is to me in your face, still bold, but it would work in the warm weather, it would work in the cool weather as a good transitional fragrance. And again, that is YSL Libre. Okay, this next one is Victor and Roth Magic Dancing Roses. Now, if you love roses and kind of sweeter scents, but you're just not ready to go light, airy, frilly, this is a good one because this is a boozy, but not too boozy, kind of cherry rose scent that, again, it would pack a punch in the cool weather. It would pack a punch in the warm weather and not be too much. Because I am one, when it is really hot, I don't like to smell really strong and potent in the sense of, you know, thick, sweeter fragrances. That's just not me. It's certain ways I like to smell for certain seasons. And this is one in this in-between period that would work. It's tart. It kind of it doesn't remind me of Delina like some people, but the more I've smelled it, that rhubarb note in Delina, that tartness, you can pick that up in here. The booziness you can pick up. The rose, the cherry. It's a nice one. It is a good one, I believe, for especially this time of year. And again, that is Victor and Roth Magic Dancing Roses. Okay, y'all, we're almost done. We're going through these. Now, this next one is one I think I mention all the time for this time of year, and it's for a reason. This is Miss Dior's Absolutely Blooming. This is, again, kind of like the YSL Mon Guerlain. Oh, it is syrupy, fruity, raspberry, a little patchouli. And I'm not a patchouli lover, but it's not enough to get on my nerves. It's enough to bring, again, some weight, some depth to the fragrance. And, oh, this would hold up wonderfully. It smells like a grown, alluring woman. I love this. Miss Dior, Absolutely Blooming. Okay, this next fragrance is one that has actually been on my mind lately, and I feel like I'm going to be wearing it pretty soon. This is Jessica Simpson's Fancy. This is for those who you may not be ready to let go of the gourmand fragrances. You're like, I don't care if it's getting ready to be spring. I just want to still smell my caramels, my gourmands. This is sweet and caramel, but it has floral aspects. It is not too thick. It's not one that if I wore it and it would, let's say I go into work, like I said, it's 35, 40 degrees. And then by the time I leave or throughout the day, you know, it's 75, 80. This still wouldn't be too much. Oh, because it has a freshness to it that I absolutely love. And again, this is Jessica Simpson's Fancy. All right, last but certainly not least, this fragrance we're going to talk about is Nest Golden Nectar. Y'all, this is a sweet, drippy, floral, amber, vanilla scent. It smells classy. You smell like a grown woman. It feels like it's got honey vibes to it, that it works in the cooler weather. It works in the warmer weather. And I just believe it is perfect for this transitional in-between weather we're dealing with, where it just doesn't stay like one temperature. You go from low to high to it's a cold front coming through, it's cold all day, and you might have changed over some of your fragrances. These are ones you just don't have to worry about, no matter, you know, if it's really cold one day or if it's really warm one day, it's just gonna work. Or if it's really cold, then it heats up. If it's rainy, if it's cloudy, I believe these just work in all of this season of March, where I feel like, especially where I live, you just never know what the weather's gonna be like day to day. Oh, I love this. So pretty. Oh, just sweet, floral, syrupy, vanilla, amber vanilla scent. It's so good. And again, that is Nest Golden Nectar. Okay, y'all, so that was quick and easy. I stuck with 10 fragrances to help us transition on into spring. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me your favorite transitional fragrances to wear. You know, when you're just not sure what the weather's gonna be like, I would love to know. Please share this video with everyone, you all. Why? Because we're trying to get to 10K over here. And please don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you don't ever miss any of my videos. And as I always say, if you like my vibe, subscribe. Until next time, bye.